Yep, there it is. There it is. What's going on, world? Trying to get the best lighting up in here. Trying to get the best lighting out here, but I don't know. As good as I'm gonna get. I got light to the distance from over here, to the left, to the right, but it's kind of dim. Like I'm just looking at this thing here. I was actually gonna go over to the back to Garfield. I was gonna go on that side, but a little fucked. Hold on, let me see this is in. Yeah, we in. I was gonna go all the way over on that side, but it's not going on, man. Like they got construction going on. Like I said, excuse me. Last time they had the fence up, so I might just go and sit by the matter of fact, I can't even go over there. I just can't go there right now. So we hit you with the Monday night live, something like that because I'm just chilling right now. I guess family time got done with the Kill Tony joint, watching that. Everybody bombed except the last people and the golden ticket winners, aside from them, more or less. But then trying to think what else. What went on today? I went back to the boxing gym. I went back to the gym today and that was a little crazy, man. That was kind of that was rough. I was rough, man. I tried to do my 12 rounds in the bag, and the thing is, the round right before I started hitting the heavy bags, I kind of I messed my shoulder up a little bit. I realized I put so much energy into doing the what do you call this, the speed bag, that my shoulders were pretty much messed up and done for, come heavy bag time. So it's all bad, man. It's all bad, realistically. But yeah, man. While we at it, about the RC Cola, you can see that from the thumbnail or whatever. You know, let's see, man. Start off with the J right here. Got them island cookies up in that. Bam, island cookies in our joint. Why not? But yeah, man, it's interesting. I was tired of shit. I was trying to do my 12 rounds. Ended up doing my 8. And when it came down to hitting the track field, I was about to go out to the track and field do my laps. I got like 2 laps jogging, and I was like, yeah, my left leg is done. Left leg, and I was feeling something in my right, but I couldn't really tell. So I was like, my left leg is a little done right now. I might have overused it, trying to shift the weight a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So I was kind of done right there. But what ended up happening was I was like, let me walk one more lap, walked an extra lap. I started doing sprints on the straightaways. I did like three and a half. But once I got to the half one, I tried to go all the way to the little finish line from the run. I couldn't even do it, man. My legs were done. It was over. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, it is what it is, man. I was hoping I didn't put my body through too much stress. So, went over to the there's a little smoothie joint when I walked towards the house, and they got protein powder that I can add. So I put the protein powder in. I asked the lady at the front. I'd be seeing her all the time. She'd be working there all the time, and I was like, "What's your favorite flavor?" She's, "I recommend mango." So, all right, let me get that. Can you add the protein powder? Ended up doing that smoothie right there. Trying to recharge a bit. You know what I'm saying? Go back to the house and eat whatever was there. Recharge. I should have went somewhere else to eat realistically, because I was like, the amount of shit I ate at the house, I was like, yeah, I'm wasting a lot of food right now. I'm not gonna lie, but ate like 2 meals damn near, and then a whole bunch of Takis, bro. We can get some spicy ass chips, man. What's going on? What's going on? Hello, just watching with the drop attack next to me. Yo, man, do the Melon, do the Actually, what do you have? Let me think about what you have. Red Drawn Sword and the drop attack. Red Drawn Sword and the drop attack, man. Speaking of 420, we got the Island Cookies Indica right here. Jax is back. What's going on, man? Jax is back. If y'all don't know, Jax is the real deal right here. The real Jax kit. No bullshit. You see that blue? The blue highlight. How you been, Jax? Talk to me, man. What's going on, bro? What's going on, Jax? How you been, man? Jax was my first moderator ever. Jax was the first moderator ever. What's going on with you, man? Oh, kid. Well, MD. I'm tripping. MD. Yeah, mama. Jax, this is actually the indica joint, so it's actually good for me. I need it for the muscles right now. Just to clarify. What's going on, Jax? Are you back, man? You better go to. Oh yeah, damn. Fuck. What time is it? Oh shit, it's almost midnight over there. I'm doing the math. Yeah, so it's close to midnight, man. Jax, man, we've been doing a lot of Beyblade stuff lately, man. I retired from buying shit though. I'm not buying no more shit. I'm done with that. You know. Am I gonna participate? Yeah, we had a couple tournaments and meetups. So I've been participating, hanging out here and there. The content's gonna slowly come out throughout the next couple months. Here and there. But yeah, man, it's been booming nonetheless, man. I'm trying to get this lighting right because I'm next to the lamp, but it keeps turning off and on. I don't know if I need to walk over there. But yeah, seems I have a homeless couple to your right. Back to your left, couple has a dog too. Wait, what? Are you outside, Melon, or did you just buy the drop attack right now? Is that what you're saying? Did you just buy the drop attack at the store right now? Yeah, let me know if that's what you mean, man. Oh, you got work tomorrow? Damn, Jax, I didn't even know you were working. It's funny, Jax, man. I finally got a job again too, man. Finally got my job again too, man. And it's 3 days a week, so I've been trying to be very peaceful and lenient with myself right now. Trying to be as mindful as possible. But yeah, man, you're outside. Bought a drop earlier, waiting at the. Got you. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. Yeah, Jax Mellon is one of the players in our scene over here. He's pretty dope. Beyblader, really good. What's Andre? What's going on with you, bro? Andre, I know it's hella dark, man. Should I start walking? Should I go somewhere else? I'll walk down the street right now, man. Realistically, I'll move to a different spot if necessary. It's just like the park is hella. It's not really well lit. I'm gonna move spots actually. Hold on. Probably, but yeah, you gotta do more. You gotta post more stuff, Jax. Your shit right here. Hold on. Oh hell no, they got bird shit over here. Yeah. Let me know if that's better. Let me know if that's better, Andre. I move seats. But yeah, game calling the game. Wait, my bad. Game calling the calls when I was fighting Elevate. Maybe my Elevate Dragoon was funny though. Oh yeah, it's interesting. It's just like I just saw like because I'm part of the moderator chat, so it's interesting. It's like they were just like I guess one person was irritated, and I was like, all right, well, I'll talk to him because like he's new to this stuff, and I don't even think they were there when you stood in and did some judging for Shad's tournament, but we were pretty lenient. But it was just the fact that you went against a team of all judges, which is kind of funny. You got the lesbian whiner Jacks? Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. With this light right here, it goes on and off, so it's gonna turn back on in a second. Yeah. When I'm outside, I try to smoke when I can. But today I didn't want to smoke, but I was like, I probably need some indica for the body right now. But yeah, Andre, let me know if it's a little better. I gotta relight that shit. Yeah. You better go. You better go soon, Jax. I appreciate you dropping in, man. Thank you for being here. Bonwari, what's going on, Bonwari? Thank you for dropping in, bro. Saying hi. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. And a bigger stadium, dude retracted it. He on some weird shit. Why you retract it, man? Why did you retract it, bro? You didn't do nothing wrong. You didn't do nothing wrong. You about to get a. You got to get to Karatomi Stadium, man. Yeah, man. For those that don't know, I was trying to hook up Jax with some money to buy his own stadium. But before that, I was willing to ship him a stadium too. But that was a whole debacle. But we're good now. We were sticking up for the homies and such. They can rest assured no more of that will take place in solo 3v3. You know what it was though? It's just like, if I'm being honest, I will say there is one particular judge that seems to have an issue logically with a lot of people who aren't as primed as they are. So I get it. So I'm not gonna out them. Um, they're a good person. Like whenever I see them, it's always good energy and shit. But they seem to always kind of be in a, I don't know. I don't want to say they take it seriously, but it's like it's important to them that things are conducted a certain way. So I get it. But I'm like, I don't think in my mind, I was like, I don't think this is a big deal. I'll just talk to him. I don't think it's like a big deal. I don't think he meant it in any harmful or malicious way. And I was like, it's not bad. To me, it wasn't bad. Yeah, 21 bucks right now. How much you getting paid an hour, man? How much you get paid an hour, Jax? Let me know that, bro. Shit, my legs are fucked up. I ain't gonna lie. Right now, let me see. $10 an hour. $10 an hour ain't bad actually. My first job was $10 an hour, but that was like 2010 though. You know what I mean? So it's like it's kind of, but safe travels though, Melon. Like I'm assuming you're going home. So yeah, are you getting paid 10 bucks? Is that what you mean? $10 an hour? Because yeah, my first job was like $10 an hour, 2010. But I was like kind of in high school, so it makes sense. But yeah, hopefully they pay you well, man. Stack up as much as you can. It's good to save early. You know what I mean? So it's good to save early, but it's nice to have things. It's nice to be able to pay for stuff. So I'm happy that you're working. That's good, man. Be cool then. Seems easier to judge in person than in the judge test. You and I prove that. You know what's interesting is like even when I judge, it's like I think I would argue like how do I explain this? Like for me, because I'm like you're out, bro. All right, man. Peace out, Jax. You know where to find me, man. Yeah, I think with the judging stuff, when I was asked to judge, it's like I don't want to do it because I don't want the responsibility of like someone's match, good or bad. But I do like judging clean matches when like it's a good launch, and then it's like if it's a good launch, and then like what do you call this? Clean over finishes, extreme, shit like that, like clean finishes. Like I'm okay with that, but there was some very like I had one match where like literally two controversial things happened, and I was like, listen, you can just run a rematch, and I'm like, cool, cool, cool. Let me know that because I'm technically not a judge, so just walk me through this as we go. Even though this is an official, slightly official match, even though it wasn't sanctioned or like ranked or whatever. Sorry, it was sanctioned, but it wasn't ranked, I should say, for the particular one that we had this Saturday. But yeah, what's going on, Lilith? How you doing, man? What's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? We're trying to relax the body with the indica here. I might have to walk over to the school, get a little more lighting. You're doing great. How am I? I'm tired. I was like actually I walked into the boxing gym earlier today, and then I asked my coach. I was like, "Coach, you care if I film? Care if I record myself?" He's like, "No, we're cool about it as long as you don't like, try to promote shit and do some weird stuff." You know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna smoke on the side of the school probably because they got better lighting over there. I never thought about that shit actually. You probably got a point, Melon. I probably shouldn't be doing that. That's probably why they fenced that shit off. It's just funny as hell. But yeah, now Lil, if I came in there, I started filming, recording myself, and then I was trying to, do like certain exercises I was doing, and then like I got to turn this into like a maybe a YouTube short as like first, and then if I have enough energy tomorrow, hopefully I go to the open gym and then shoot some basketball a little bit. I might do another live stream shooting basketball tomorrow morning. We'll see. I'm just trying to like because I don't work until next week, so I'm just trying to stay like a little healthy. So I'm trying to eat as much like protein as possible. Pause, and like as much like food that recharges me. I got the RC cola for the sugar. I got the indica joint just to relax the muscles. Shit like that. And then I'm yeah, just try to just try. I mean, 'cause I like training. I like training in the summer. I'm one of those. Like when it's hot, I like training. In the wintertime, it's cool. I used to train in the wintertime a lot. Back when I was a kid. But yeah, stay active. No, I mean, I guess for now, but also like, why not create some content out of it, put it out there. Oh, what's funny is on Saturday at the tournament, my friend, he actually really hoops. He's from Tacoma. My guy, Tay Boogie. Shout out to Tay Boogie because he won his tournament 3-on-3. Him and his wife, and then his friend, they won their tournament 3-on-3. Team Autobots. Autobots won on Saturday. But yeah, he's like, bro, I saw your live stream, man. You really hoop. I was like, nah, I'm telling you, like that shit. I can't do it in a real game. It's just shit that it's shit that I practice at the house, like little, little goofy moves. But for some reason, I was making a couple shots. So I guess like people feel that way, but I'm like, I just dribble around at the house, man. Autobots kicked your. I don't. Was I there for that? If you could check the challenge to see if Autobots beat you guys in the, because I know some people didn't match up. I guess you got to double check the challenge for that if you still got the link or you still have the if you go to the history and find it maybe probably be able to find it. Autobots won it all. It was Autobots versus who the fuck was number two? Oh, it was obviously it was Longinus. It was Longinus and Dark Nebula. So Dark Nebula. My guy, fucking Demonte in Rome. These guys every time they show up, man, they do really good at the tournaments. Those guys are like savants. Because the thing about it is Expo, aka Longinus, or sorry, aka Demonte Expo. He's the original Expo, and then he turned his friend and his friend's wife into the other Expos. But anyway, Demonte, he's beaten Longinus and Tuck before at other tournaments. So it's funny that him and Longinus teamed up because I was like, bro, the fact that you guys eliminated competition by joining together means that you guys are probably going to go to the finals. I already knew that, but they ended up running into Tay Boogie and his wife, and then the friend was running Rod and making a few adjustments each round, and then started winning. It was crazy. And that his friend, Tay Boogie's friend, that was his first tournament ever, which is crazy. So it's like, yeah, his very first tournament he wins. I'm like, that's tight. You got to work on that incline extreme dash. You know what I'm saying? It's all fun. It's all fun. Good times, man. Where the hell's the lighter at? Good shit, though. She was hot as hell. God damn. For a second, it felt like I was about to singe my eyebrows. I was like, why did I feel the heat? That was crazy. Anyway, yeah, man. That was a dope tournament. But yeah, we'll see what's going on, man. My guy Jax dropped in. Jax was my first moderator. He's the original Beyblade kid that used to drop in all my live streams and hang out. So he's been my first mod since forever, man. Shout out to Jax Kit. If you go to my community post, you can see that I kind of shouted him out. I want people to follow him. He also has a TikTok. I'm assuming it's the same thing. Jack's Kid. If you look that up, you probably find him. Picture of the cat or something. I forget exactly, but it's good to see. It's good to see and hear from him. That shit crazy, man. Getting down here. Trying to think. I'm starting to forget all the team names. But yeah, I was like, listen, if you guys can actually judge, I would rather have people judge. Did I leave his tag or post it with the video? If you go to the post section, like if you go on my channel, you look up post or community post, like on the like keep swiping like far right, it'll say post. If you scroll down far enough, it'll show Hollow X Bays and it'll also show Jack's Kit. But Jack's Kit has a couple of videos, but I don't know. You might have to type in his actual like this. It's probably the same name, but if you type that into TikTok, you can find his TikToks. It's just probably Beyblade content and probably a couple more other things. Yeah, that's a good dude right there. Yeah, let me know if you can follow that. I the thing is I don't use I have a TikTok, I just don't use it, and I only use it one time because Z was like, go join TikTok, and then we could do a live stream all together. And I was like, this ain't gonna work, but yeah, it was like a whole situation where it's like you need like 50 followers or something, and I was like, man, I just started it, so. But that was the only reason why I made TikTok. So I think my same name here, Cinco Bane or whatever, is like you can still find that shit on TikTok, which is funny as hell. But I don't even use it. I don't know if people tag me in that shit or not. What the fuck? But yeah, let me crack this open. I have one, but just to follow a few people. I feel that because the thing is, I just don't want to be on there personally. Hold on, let me get some soda. Yeah, let me start walking. I'm gonna go towards the school, I guess. Shit, I'm gonna walk through here. What's going on, Rob? Like number five, hell yeah. Like number five, man. I appreciate that. It's gonna get a little dark because I'm walking through the park. Don't got no street lights, and then we're on MLK, so there ain't much street lights on this side. When I get to the even though it is a main street, when I get towards the other side, I'm gonna be near the cars. So hopefully you'll see hopefully you'll give a little more light. Yeah. Yep. Mello, Rob, and Lilith in the building. What's going on, y'all? Appreciate you guys being here. Good peoples. Yeah, man. Rob, you missed it. I was smoking a joint a while ago, man. A little short joint. Wasn't much going on there. It's a little joint, you know. Oh, Rob, I also did my I did my boxing training today. Like I went to the gym, did my little routine. I couldn't do 12 rounds on the bag. My shoulders were starting to give out. I was like, damn, I fucked my shoulder up a little bit. So I ended up doing 8 rounds. But I do have the clips, like the videos or whatever. So I'm gonna try to crop those down. They're all like anywhere from 3 to 6 minutes long, but I'm gonna try to crop them down into the what's it called? Crop them down into like a YouTube short. You looking for Bigfoot or what? Now I was in a this park ain't got no lights. The only lights are like in that where I was sitting. That's where all the lights are at, and even those lights are dim. But yeah, what's going on? Andre's back. What's going on? That's just kind of weird. And this I've been at this park before historically, just on some like in the daytime type shit. You know, I've been there before, but I prefer it in the daytime. He's now back. I wouldn't know we'd do. Oh what? Oh, and I'm back. Charged my headphones and ordered Taco Bell. Hey, Taco Bell. Are you one of those? Are you a volcano sauce, or is that what they call that shit? What's the hottest sauce in there? It's like volcano or some shit. I fuck with the hot sauce at Taco Bell. I remember one time, I think it was after a Kraken game. Me, my brother, and dad went over to Taco Bell, and I was trying to tell him, I was like, "Trust me, you're gonna want the hottest sauce." He was like, "How bad is it?" I was like, "Oh no, you can handle it. That's why you want it, cause this ain't shit compared to people who really fuck with hot sauce." You know what I'm saying? Bro, trying to run me over. That's some bullshit. But yeah, some bitch ass shit. Keep going. Anyway, Diablo. There you go. Divorce show. Divorce show should be the name of the hot sauce. Yeah, he had control issues and a god complex, though women were made for him, or thought women were made for him. Got you. I know people like that shit. I be feeling that way some days. That's on a good day, but you don't let shit like that control your life. You know what I mean? Like you don't keep walking around like that. Andre's crown number one. Yeah, Adam's a little crazy. Adam sound a little crazy. I don't even remember you guys speaking about Adam last time. Some separate shit, but yeah. But no, I'll be feeling that way, but only in the sense of like you meet certain types of women that are actually meant for you, or they just vibe with you. You kind of just like, you know, they work well with your true self, if not your personal demeanor, whatever. I be meeting guys. I be trying to run game, and it's just like, listen, man, you got to keep that up the whole time, because how you start is how you finish. Some people be fucking up out here. They be forgetting. It's like, yeah, you can't not be yourself, but people want to play games. Yeah, you can win prizes when you play games. You know how that goes. Yeah, you'll find one someday. Don't give up, Melon. Melon, let me tell you something about me, Melon. I don't use any game either. I got no game, and I have no confidence either. But for me, I'm just very reckless in life. Like me, I just go for it. So I've definitely embarrassed myself a lot of times, just like asking a girl out or even flirting with her, and I have to like kind of just brush it off. I'm like, man, it is what it is, whatever. I gotta keep going forward. That's my issue with life. I gotta keep going forward, bro. Andre asked if are you guys okay? Yeah, one day, Mello, one day. Don't worry about it. Mello, I don't know if you realize a lot of people like you, Mello, as a person. See, the thing is, I don't like you shouldn't reach for like people that don't fuck with you, but just know like a lot of people actually fuck with you. You know what I mean? So hopefully that helps. Hopefully that makes sense. You'd be surprised, man. Because I think when I was young, like when I was a kid, I tried to be loved and accepted by all the wrong people. you know. So it was almost like I was working the room or something. But then after a while, you're like, man, I don't even have to do all that. I really don't have to, you know. Like you end up finding like who's really there for you the whole time and who really vibes with you, and it's just you'd be surprised. You know, they really like are in I don't know the word is same frequency or whatever. Yeah, man. A lot of people rock with you, man. Don't forget that. Let's see. Yeah, it's a little bit better lighting here, right? I do know how to easily get on someone's nerves. You're right. When I have to, though, never popped up. Yeah, yeah. You know, it's funny because there's like I don't know what the word is, but like I don't want to say like thin line between love and hate or whatever, but it's something to that degree. Or like you start figuring out people that really rock with you or not. Ugh. You'll notice these plans. Excuse me for the burp, but yeah, best it stays that way. Hmm. Yeah, man. No, but I believe it or not, Melon, I don't run no game personally, and I also I have no confidence. Like I'm just very reckless. If you hate someone, you still have some type of feeling for them. Yeah, very thin line, very thin line between love and hate, man. You'd be surprised. A lot of people ain't figure it out. So that makes sense. Hey, Melon, I was a good citizen. I finished the joint before I walked over. I don't know. Is that fair to say? All I have is soda. But yeah, yeah, hold on. My bad. Indifference is when it's all gone. God damn, the floodlights is bright. Lights is bright, but I got a short fuse. Damn. If you know, you know. Nice. Also, but if someone fucks Murasaki, I'm gonna make sure the thought never crosses that person's mind again. Yeah. Whoop their ass, man. There's also other options. You don't always have to be physical. But yeah, I agree with that. That's a sweet kid right there, man. A lot of yeah, it's interesting. I don't know if you were here for this, Melon. I remember when I was in the I don't know which live chat it was, but I was talking about how like ever since I've entered the Beyblade scene, when I met like not just tabletop, but like the kids at like the actual events at the church and the libraries. Like in my mind, because I'm so used to dealing with a level of discrimination, I was kind of worried that like they would treat me a certain way or talk to me a certain way. But they've been all like treating me really nicely, and I was like, this is one of those spaces where like I don't even have to worry about young people worried about me. I guess they just know I'm here for like the what do you call this the Beyblade, just simple Beyblade aspect, like the fun, the toy aspect, the camaraderie, community aspect, and I really enjoy my time here. Like I understand why people enter like Smash Bros tournaments, card game shit. Like I get it now. You know what I'm saying? Like I get that. It's just like this shit is I don't want to say wholesome. It's not completely wholesome, but it's like it's fucking it's right up. It's what I needed, man. It's like the peace I needed my whole life. You know. Shit, I'm sorry. I'm trying to walk through this. I might walk through some spider webs. Shit. Yeah. Oh fuck. All right, my bad. They are went. Oh my bad. Went from dark as fuck to talking to God directly. Way too bright. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right. Got some good lighting over here. Like, god damn, what the fuck, this shit. They might have just wrapped up a baseball game or a softball game or something. Because I do see here. Let me show you this. I do see these like like when they do like practice, the pitcher stands behind there. Home run derby in practice, they stand behind there. So it looks like they were doing some practicing earlier. But yeah, hate is the worst feeling there is. You can't live in peace if you have it. Yeah, man. I try to eliminate a lot of hate. Andre, I don't know if you've noticed, man. Even in my live streams, like when people hate and say some funny shit, I try to say some funny shit back because I just know like that person coming at me with some weird hateful shit, they probably need a hug. They probably need something, and the way they get the attention is like fucking with people, and it's just like, yeah, you want to poke the bear. I was like, yeah, I'm a bear that could bite and slash, sure, but like, why would I do that, man? We just out here bear hugging people, Pause. I'm trying to be very peaceful. Like I'm trying to achieve peace in my life. You know, as much as damn, I can't even prop the phone. Fuck it, I can't prop the phone up. If you went to East Side Bays, however, you'd get hung on gallows for using rod and elevate. That's what's interesting, man. Because like like I was talking to someone, I don't remember who it was, but I was like, if you want to win, run meta. But if you just want to have fun, you know, use Viper Tail and shit like that, you know. So that's why, like, whenever I speak with Red Matrix guys like that, he uses every blade and he tests every blade. You know, he in the sense of like he has fun. He doesn't do the whole science experiment of like, oh, this has the most wins. This had the best results. This was my launch style. This, you know, they didn't go into the science weeds of things. They kind of just really had fun with just using Viper Tail and Spider Man and shit. But it's like, or not Spider Man, but Sphinx Cow. You know what I'm saying? Like Red really enjoys the game like as a fan. But like you have people who are just like, oh, I want to win. They're kind of sweaty about it, and I'm like, I guess like I don't really. It's to me, it's a kids game. Like I come from the sports world where like wins and losses actually come with physical wear and tear on the body and mind. So when I see people get sweaty with Beyblade, it kind of cracks me up because I'm like, a lot of you guys are like, a lot of us are like 20 plus, 30 plus. So it's like, why are we acting like this over toys? But some people really take it seriously. They probably just never won in life, and I get it. But for me, I'm just like, bro, I'm not worried about it. Like I get it though, but it's kind of weird. MBBC be like, science proves the nuclear bomb, Beyblade will destroy America. And you know what? You know it's kind of funny. He might be right. That's the funny part. He might be right about that. Shit, that shit might that shit might be the what do you call this? Actually, they predicted that Hover Wyvern is like a damn meteor. I don't know if you saw JB's post about it was like Hover Wyvern crashing to Earth like a meteor. That shit was funny as hell. I think he did it to the fuck was it? He put the Pink Floyd song over it, which is funny as hell. But yeah, there's certain aspects of the game where like for me, I'm just happy that there's a community space behind it, and there's like I just don't really feel offended or whatever. I don't like, you know, does that make sense? Like not necessarily discriminated against or profiled like I normally do in everyday life. Like I'll literally be working on my channel or my page at the library, and then it'll just be like parents and kids like staring for too long and like judging me or some weird shit. And I was like, I don't even talk to you. Like don't even fucking talk. Like don't deal with me right now with this bullshit. But it'd be little shit like that where I'm like, when I'm away from those places and spaces, as peaceful as those places are, as soon as I go to the fucking whether it's tabletop Sundays or like on a fucking Saturday at the church area or at the library, wherever they're hosting a tournament, everything is just like it's peaceful for that event space. For that moment, I'm like, yo, this is it right now. There's hostilities here and there because you have a few bladers that like feel a way about themselves egotistically, but it's very rare. It's like a 5% chance of rain that a blader comes in with like bad ego and whatever. You know what I'm saying? We've had a few, but it's like very rare, which is funny. But yeah, it's just you know, I like that it's fun. You know what I mean? I guess I lean more towards that. Like I don't really take it super serious, I guess, you know. But I get it though. There's a few people that compete seriously, which I understand, and then there's other people that like they don't compete because they know they're gonna take it too serious, and I kind of respect that too. I won't out them, but like it's funny because I guess I haven't really spoke to them personally, but other people within the space, like other organizers, like yeah, so and so doesn't want to compete or come around because they know if they start competing that they're going to get really sweaty and they want to compete to the highest level. They know that much about themselves and they control it by just not participating, which is fair. But they still come around and hang out, which is crazy. Beyblade Metal Fusion, was that your favorite, man? Was that your favorite, Andre? Um, I hope I get into a church tournament soon. I've only been to outdoor. Oh, really? And my poor Gerudo almost died in the gauntlet. Which one is the gauntlet? Was that the TTV one? No, that was Tasty Tourney. Which one was Gauntlet? You got to remind me a little bit. But yeah, Andre, I don't even I skipped over Metal and Burst because I think like we had moved and then my family was pretty much just recouping money and recovering in life in general. So like we didn't have the time for it. The food contest one, the food contest one. Oh, Gullet Stuffer Gauntlet. Yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. You know what's cool about that? They also laid out the yep, Gyoza Stuffer. That one they laid out the tarp because they knew that they were going to be on top of a parking lot. So yeah, it was well prepared. if you will. And then obviously like it's like one mishap, I guess, where like the tarp wasn't laid out for Labubu, and then but we laid out tarp for this one, even though it's grass, but it was like kind of wet grass. But yeah, so it's cool, man. It's like it's like I don't know what the word is. Like I guess like in more recent time, I find myself trusting myself a little more in the spaces I'm walking into. Like I told this story before, like back in 2020, what year was that? 2022, I guess. Yeah, when my mom had passed in 2022, when she died, around the time that she died, I was already walking around just hanging out like at like parks and shit. I was always going to the fucking Chinatown park, watching them play ping pong and shit, and I was always just watching the old people play. So, but when she died, like there was probably some emptiness or some void there that I probably felt the need to fill because they had always offered me to play, and then for whatever reason, that moment I just started participating. So, like actually participating in actual community stuff outside of myself, and like the need to not like, oh, I need to go home and check on my mom. I need to go home and check on uh my family. Like the feeling of that was gone because it was like the final person that I needed to check on for their physical disability or whatever was finally passed. So it was like I almost felt free, which is like a fucked up feeling, but nonetheless, it was true. And I found myself just in all these communities, whether it was a Pokemon card space, whether it was the Beyblade space, whether it was the ping pong for a short while. And right now, like I'm just doing these community center things and just getting back into just being around the way, which is crazy, you know? Like it's just kind of, it's weird. It's just weird how life works, I guess. But it's interesting. Or I guess YouTube space is a thing too. The team tournament, however, those slanted stadiums were tripping us up a bit. You know, I think it's interesting because I feel like it would have tripped up Mars a little more, which is understandable. But there were some people that like when they because they favored like stamina types, as long as they didn't get extremed or over, they were kind of surviving, if that makes sense. But that uphill extreme, like you either have to have a really strong attacker, I guess you could say a Phoenix Wing or something. You know, Demonte had a Drawn Buster, but he's a big dude, so he's gonna rip hard as shit. And then Rome was just running a Scorpio, so obviously like that's also on brand with who he is. Like he's just kind of like a defensive protector of his friends. Like he's one of those. So Rome was running Scorpio Spear. Demonte had Drawn Buster. Longinus had told him to run Phoenix, and he felt fucked up about it. He said, "Man, if I feel like if I stuck with Buster, I would have won." Um, and then what is it? What the fuck did what were they running? Tay Boogie had like I forgot what his team had. It was like Phoenix Wing, Rod. No, no, Rod, Wolf, something else. I don't. Even, I might have to message this dude to figure out what it is. Um, Andre says, "Am I Gemini?" No, I'm not. And then Mello goes, "Gemini." Zodiac signs are all just excuses made up by wannabe philosophers. I'm assuming who want an excuse to be and do stuff a certain way. That's fair. Gemini's can be with cancers. They are just words to me. Or can't. Oh, I see what you're saying. Nothing more, nothing less. Wait. Oh, yeah, yeah. You know what's interesting about the signs is like I got really into the signs because uh like certain things just resonated. So I was like, you know what, this is probably true. I started looking into it more. There's like little funny things here and there. I will say like, for example, there's certain cardinal signs. Like cardinal signs will be like Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and they all are at the start of the season. So start of spring, summer, fall, and winter. So a lot of them have certain things where it's like you kind of just notice certain shit where like certain signs and certain whatever there is like small patterns here and there. But also like what pisses me off is when people say shit like, "Oh, I hate Gemini's, I hate Aquarius," and stuff like that. And it's like, is that really how you feel? Like, are you gonna blame your hate for someone? Like you're gonna like this? Like you think about that, like the constellations and stars that make up the constellation of Gemini, the constellation of Sag, the constellation of Capricorn. All of those, what's it called? All of those constellations and stars, they've existed millions of thousands of years before we have even existed. And you're gonna hate on someone because they were born during a certain time period where those things were present. It's like you're really gonna hate on fucking space. Like that shit is good. Like when people hate on signs, that's when I get. I mean, not the whole zodiac, but when people like specifically hate, like, oh, I specifically hate Gemini's. I specifically hate what's the other one? oh, I hate Virgos and shit like that. It's like, man, I don't even want to, like, fuck the hate side of it. Back to that, like, fuck the hate part. But it's, I get it. Like, people be upset about certain people's patterns and their tendencies and shit. I will say too that when people start pushing the zodiac agenda a lot more, um, on the same topic of Gemini and Cancer, it's funny because I feel like they start buying into shit like that. Like, you start telling a Leo long enough that they're like, what's going on, JD? When you start telling a Leo long enough about themselves, some of them might start believing it. You start telling like a Pisces or a Scorpio about themselves, they'll start believing it a little bit, and they'll start internalizing the bad things. You know, so like it's hard to like for me when I speak about it, I try to say the positive stuff, even though every sign or every zodiac sign kind of has their own you know what the fuck I'm trying to say. But I'm into that shit because it's like these things are tied into the like astronomy, like they're tied into space, and that shit has existed way long ago. What's going on, Flycon? What's going on, man? My bad. I've been missing hell of the chat. Um, Gemini's. Oh yeah, I already read that. That being said, I'm probably a Cancer. Mello. Well, I guess if you know the month and day you were born, we could find out what you are. But once I figured out nothing about my sign fit me, I stopped paying attention to it. I think, but see, my thing was, I think for me, a lot of it does fit me. There's also a book that tells you a lot based on the specific birthday you're born. So I'm into that shit because it's like there's some truth to it. But the thing, the deeper, the oh March 6th. So you're Pisces. Because my dad is March 4. Yeah, you're a Pisces. So that's a water sign. And it's also the koi fish, you know, like yin and yang, the koi fish that dance around each other. Um, yeah, my what do you call this? What's the word I'm looking for? Oh, also speaking of Pisces, boom, there you go. Neptune, Jupiter, and Pisces right there. Um, fuck was I talking about? There's a book that kind of breaks down some shit, like very specific to your birthday, and it was pretty much on point. But it was also like your actual birth chart. Like if you go and find, if you look up like an astrological birth chart, and you know the actual time you were born and time and place, it'll kind of pinpoint ley line wise what stars and constellations were in the sky during that time period. So depending on the time of day, like the moon might have been in Capricorn, the rising might have been in a different whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like a Neptune, Mercury, all things like that. So like my Mercury, I think my Mercury is in Cancer or Gemini or some shit, which means communication. So it would have something to be said about like your communication pattern is that of Geminis and Cancers, or however those are interpreted, whether that be the dual-sided lingo of things, the whatever, or the emotional side, if not both. And then it's like, yeah, my Mars would be in Virgo, so like my Mars, Virgos are associated with like logical stuff. Mars is associated with war and how I deal with conflict. So it has a lot to deal with. Does that make sense? Like, if that makes sense, let me know if that makes sense. But like, when you go deeper into the chart, sometimes you resonate more with how you love, which is your Venus. So your Venus might be where you speak more to rather than your Mars or some shit. Like all the planets kind of have a certain thing. So your planetary chart speaks more to the intricacies of you, even though you are a Cancer, Pisces, or a Leo, whatever the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? That's it's some deeper kind of stuff to me. So it's interesting. My bad. On your other point, if someone claims they hate a Cancer on the basis of them being a Cancer, yep, and Cancers are stereotyped as yada yada yada. Yep, I'm gonna grill the hell out of them. Yeah, it's funny, right? It's funny like that because it's like I don't understand the sign hate. Like it's Gemini's and Virgos get the most hate, and then I will say like probably Aquariuses are up there too because it's just like Aquariuses are like love and hate. Cancers are like that too. Cancers get like a lot of love and hate, which is funny. But like realistically, you can hate on all the signs. Like all the signs have dumb qualities about them. Realistically, all of them have weird things. But that detriment is why we kind of need to collaborate. I'd say like that's why you got to kind of meet people and figure out like if you guys match up, and even if you don't match up in this time period, maybe like a decade down the line, you guys end up finally clicking. I have a friend that like I think he told me he was a Gemini. I'm a Cancer, but he's a Gemini, and he was saying something funny about, or actually when we were kids, it felt like we never were vibing as much as I would try to be his friend, but then I would hate on him. And then he would try to be my friend, then he would hate on me. But as we get older, like we would just see each other and it's like, man, we don't like, I fuck with that. Like, he was like, man, I just like that you were still in my life all this time. Like, I just always felt like we were falling out. And I was like, I don't know, man. I just, bro went to college and all that shit. And I was just over here just doing whatever, whoop de wop. And yeah, we just stayed in touch somehow. Like, after all the years, like, as much as we kicked it with all these other people, that might have did us wrong or did us dirty. Like we just stayed in touch. It's just funny like that, you know. So that's what I'm saying. Like you might not vibe with people in a certain time period. So that's why like hate is weird because hate is very temporary and like in the now, if that makes sense. But you might learn to love someone over time, you know. It's really funny like that. One of my homegirls, man, one of my homegirls, I thought I hated her. It was just one of those like I hate the bullshit she does and what she's on, but as time goes on, I realize how much I love her. You know what I'm saying? It's just like I got a lot of love for her, man. She's just trying to figure shit out, and she comes across a certain way, and I understand that. Like, yeah, I just understand. Like, I get it. My bad. I need to get something to drink. I'm over here dying. But yeah, that's cool, man. I think if you said March 6th, you might have the same birthday as Z Crew. Maybe I could be wrong. I know you guys' birthdays are pretty close. I'm fucking dying out here. But yeah, speaking of Pisces, man, I used to date this girl. She was a Pisces. Realize how fucking awkward she was. She was hella fucking awkward. I gotta go around. Like there was one day where I held her hand, and she's older than me. I be fucking with cougars and shit, man. That's my thing. I be fucking with cougars and milfs. That's the type of girls I be asking out. There's a lady at my job right now. She kind of looks like a damn grandma. I could be wrong, but she got fat ass. So I was like, damn, I might have to talk to her. Like I really might have to say something. I ain't trying to be funny, just being honest. But then like I know she's got a decade over me. That's my type. You know what I'm saying? That's my type, which is funny. Um, what was I gonna say? This girl I did, she's like a Pisces, but she used to be hella awkward. And I realized this other girl I used to kind of talk to. What we on? Hold on. Let me walk around. LOL. It's at least you know what you like. Hey, it's weird. I didn't know. You know, it's funny because like I was joked around with like my homegirls and shit like that were older, and I was like, yo, I know I low key need a sugar mama. I'm trying to retire right now. And then I started dealing with older, mature women, and I was like, you know what though? This is actually the business right here. This is actually business right here. I don't know. I rock with this. Like my ex, she's like 12 years older than me, and every now and again I'll just check on her and see how she's doing, and you know we'll just chop it up and talk about life. And it's just hella chill. It's like, you know what, man, I fuck with this. And then when it's not chill, she's just snapping on me. Like she's just over here cussing me out on text message. Like I have text threads of her just like cussing me the fuck out. I'm trying to go to sleep. I'm like, God damn. I wake up in the morning, I see all these texts. One time she went on my YouTube channel. Bro, one time she went on my YouTube channel because this channel right here. I posted a video of me and my cousin going to Texas. She saw my cousin in the video. She thought I went out of town with another girl. She leaves like fucking 20 comments. 12 of them become public. Like 8 of them become held for review. I'm like, what the fuck? So I texted her. I was like, you know, that's my cousin, right? She's like, no, it can't be. I know you're out of town with another bitch and da da da. I was like, God damn, I can't even go to sleep and post content without her tripping. But it'd be like that. And she's 12 years older than me, so you would think she'd be mature, but nah, she's out here tripping, which is funny as hell. But you know, I still got love for her. I'm like, she's a good person all in all. She's just, when it comes to me, she just gets real emotional, and I understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like I get it, but I'm just like I don't deserve this slander. What the fuck, man? Why did I like? Why'd you do this to me? Like why'd you hit me on the page? So I just flagged her channel. I was like, yeah, next time her page comments on this channel, flag that shit. Fuck that shit. Get that out of here. We'll see. You may end up with a cute 30-year-old if things go weird. That I mean, I'm trying to think how old you are. See, the thing is, I've dated women that are like I said, my ex, and then the Pisces lady that was older than me, they were about a decade older than me. So that's just like, so you got to imagine I'm 32, so those girls are in their 40s, mid 40s. Like the Pisces lady, she had a house, like she owns a house, type shit. The other lady that's 12 years older than me, she owns a house too. They worked jobs in the early 2000s and late 90s, and they saved up all their money. And they bought houses for themselves. So I'm over here just fucking with these women that are like milfs and cougars, and I always joked with them about it. But the Pisces girl, all we do was go on coffee dates. We grab food one time, And then like yeah, I tried to hold her hand one night, but then she didn't seem that into it. And I was like, you know what, man, I'm not even gonna force it because I'm used to being with women that they kind of throw themselves at me or they throw themselves on me or whatever, and I kind of live with that. You know what I mean? Hey, don't dox yourself, Melon. No, don't do it. But yeah, um, yeah. So I don't know. I just be fucking with women that's like a 10-year difference sometimes. So that's a little more weirder than 23 compared to 30. Does that make sense? That's really only 7 years. And it's funny because like if you go the other way around, like if you're a guy and you're 7 years older than a girl, then like everybody's, oh, look at this guy, oh my god. But then when it's a woman fucking with a dude 7 years, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it's funny because like I said, those girls I used to date and hang out with, like they kind of felt a little bit ashamed because like, damn, I'm fucking with a young man. Is this all right? But I was like, I don't, I'm not really tripping on that. I don't know. Not really, that's just me. I'm not tripping on it. I just fuck with that. What was I gonna say though? Oh no, yeah, that girl, she was kind of interesting because she's a really dope person. And last time she messaged me, we talked about a coworker that we both had that passed away. So yeah, rest in peace to my guy Sahil. He got killed in the bay, trying to drive from one spot to another. He was trying to leave the bay to get the bullshit, but my bad. There we go. I think it depends on the ages they are when the gap starts. That's fair. Male or female, if someone over 25 is with an 18-year-old, I'm gonna side eye that shit. If someone, oh, I see what you're saying. Someone over 25 with an 18-year-old, they're gonna side that shit. So I'm in a good spot because it's like, wait, hold on. So are you side eyeing the my ex because she's 12 years older than me? I used to joke with her that she I used to say that she groomed me, and then I just became attached. And then that's kind of a bad joke because that actually happened to people. But I was like, yeah, you over here grooming me. But she started taking it serious, and I was like, I'm just joking around. I'm just playing with you. I don't mean it like that. But a 7-year-old is also less of a difference the older you get. Example, 21 and 28 is more of a difference than you say 32 and 30. Yeah, yeah. When you start hitting certain ages, bro, like that's what I'm saying. I started dating this girl like when I turned 30, or like I think I was like 29. I think 29 and 30. Me and her were fucking around, and then she would have been like early 40s. You know what I'm saying? So I was like late 20s. She was like early 40s, and we were just vibing. It was just a thing for a while. So yeah, I keep in contact. But yeah, Lily's methods wasn't bad. No, I feel the same way. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's just interesting because it's like when the coins are flipped, I think it is important, like gender role wise, But also you got to think like it's funny because women mature faster mentally than guys. Like guys, we gotta go through certain shit and then get certain shit out of our system in life. But for anyone that's had sisters and you're a boy, you'll notice that like how do I explain it? You'll kind of notice like I'll give an example. One of my friends, they have it's two of these guys. I went to school with both of them, and their sister's about 2 to 3 years younger than them. But she got a job in the car way before them, which is funny as hell. But she was young, she was focused, and like guys can be young and focused, but we get sidetracked. So there is a level where like an 18-year-old girl will be just as mentally matured as a 25-year-old guy, if that makes sense. So that age gap is a little strange, where it's like in the society and the world we live in, it kind of works that way, if that makes sense too. But it's interesting. It's really interesting. I was about I meant about the maturity and life experience. I feel that way too. 18-year-olds are idiot babies. There's some like, so when you meet like an 18-year-old girl, as long as she's not like sexually ran through or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like unless like if she didn't go through that shit, then like she's probably more level-headed and mature than the average woman. But I've met some girls that were just fucked up until their 20s because they constantly got fucked on or just dealt with in the worst way. You know what I'm saying? So I understand that. Midnight Baja Blast tastes like nothing, yet still good somehow. Midnight Baja Blast sounds good. That sounds really good. I'm walking in a circle right now. I just need to move my legs. I was trying to go to the bathroom, but I realized that shit is shut down, so I might have to hit the bush. You dig? But yeah, it's really interesting how that works. compared to say a 28-year-old. They don't have the experience yet. Again, no matter the gender. That's just my opinion though. I feel that. Yeah, I feel that. I think like the way you're looking at it is a very fair comparison, which I can respect that shit. I think for me, how's it going, man? I think for me, hey, I think for me it's um like I don't know how to explain this. It's like back to like what Tuan Flyer kind of was saying. Yeah, the older you get, you start to realize like, for example, whether it's a 7-year-old man or a 7-year-old old lady that ends up dealing with like a 50-year-old person, like we're talking 20-year gap. When you start meeting that type of shit, it's almost like they had to wait for that time period for this to happen, because obviously it wouldn't happen at a young age. Does that make sense? Things are a little more impressionable, but like when you start meeting people at like different ages, you realize what you kind of like and want. If that makes sense. But it's also like because I've been the youngest in my family, I'm so used to dealing with people older than me. I think that's part of why I just resonated with someone older than me for whatever reason, you know? So it's strange how that works too. I don't know if this shit is open. Yeah, that shit's not open. But yeah, I mean, I might have to sit over here. This is where I sat last time. Dude had a dog with him. That's why That's why we're both like, hey, because you know she stood up real quick, about to pounce on me or something. I would have a issue with 26-year-old and an 18-year-old. I wouldn't have issue with 25-year-old and a 40-year-old. It's weird how that works. It's weird how that works. Yeah, it's like the male mind is really strange that way. But this is a homeless dude chilling on the side with his dog. But yeah, he stood up real quick, like, "What's this?" I was like, "Hey man, this is my RC Cola. Leave that alone." Then there's Bill Belichick and his girlfriend who still goes to college, I think. I mean, and that's the weird part is like for Bill Belichick, because he's doing things at a high level, and there's no right or wrong in this conversation here, but it's like because he's doing some shit at a high level sports wise or whatever. Um, I think the women that are his age that aren't doing shit are kind of like outclassed by him. But it's also like this is a waste of conversation. But you end up going with like some weird 19, 20-year-old girl who has all the drive in the world that he has as his old age as a coach. Right or wrong, it just clicks. Does that make sense? And like we're speaking from a perspective of laws. Like if we're speaking about lawlessness, like if people are still living in the jungle like on some Amazon shit, that shit wouldn't even matter, which is funny, you know? Because like, and I'm not saying things are right or wrong. I'm just saying I'm going based off of like, what's the other weird? There's another weird. I don't know if it's Spain. Hold on, what is it? It's either I know Japan for sure, but Spain. It's either Spain or what the fuck? Well, I don't even know the. I don't know my countries right now, but I know in Japan they have that weird thing where like 14 is like age of consent, and then America 16 is age of consent. But like when you think about it, Japan seems crazy for that. But you're like, oh no, 14 is just factoring in a woman's period, so it's kind of fair. So then they're almost going all the way back to like primal days, like pre um, society, if you will. You know what I'm saying? So there's some truth to that. Where like or the neighborhood I grew up in, this one girl that knew my brother since kindergarten. Like they knew each other since kindergarten, preschool. They went same school for like 6 years. They graduated 5th grade together. But by the time she turned 12, she was already pregnant. Because by the time she turned 12, she already had her period, which meant that she was mature for womanhood on a physical, natural level, which is crazy to think about. But that's also how she got knocked up by some dude that was like, obviously some predator who was like either graduating from high school or he was just old as shit, which is wild to think about. So it's just crazy to think about. Like these are little factors that we're sharp. I guess we're sharper enough to what's the word? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But then there's also like you have guys that like they figured shit out. Like they were, like they were getting laid in like high school and shit like that. I guess that's me, but it's just like they're getting laid in high school. But then I meet guys who've never got laid ever, and they're in their 20s and 30s. And then the moment they start getting laid, they realize, damn, I wish I could fill this gap in with like these other women. But then the women that they want to fill it in with, that's their same age. It doesn't really work that way. Does that make sense? Like there's like a weird little factors on a societal level that make things very, very complicated. And like, I don't know, like the reason I guess for me it's like I can't judge it because it's almost like at each stepping stone, um, in the women department, I seem to have got it. What town did you come from again? I grew up here, bro. I grew up right here. I grew up down the street. I grew up on 18th and Cherry, right up the street from here. Central District, man, right here. And this is the era I lived in, where it's just like, you know, my brother was telling this story where like me and him went to the same high school. I'm over here at Garfield right now, Garfield High School, and there used to be these fucking security guards that would just flirt with the fucking 16 and 18-year-olds. It wasn't like normal shit. So then in our minds growing up, we're thinking like, oh yeah, I guess we got to grow up. And then when we get a car, whenever we get a car, we drive back to high school, and then we mac on the girls that are like younger than us. So in your mind, you think that way. But before like that kind of thinking got to us, people were intercepting us early, like, hey man, don't do that shit. That shit wrong. And we were getting taught right as we were growing up. But that's, you know, like I said, those older dudes that we grew up around that were preying on young women our age, because like girls that were my age were getting fucked on by dudes older than us, and we're just like, damn, man, I guess we got to get older. It's like that's what the mentality goes through. Like that's what I'm saying. Like everyone younger than me, you guys had it good because it's like you didn't have to witness this weird shit. You didn't have to witness this weird shit where it's just like, I guess that's not normal to like have these weird security guards that are supposed to be protecting the kids hitting on the fucking girls in the hallways, outside, walking out. You know what I'm saying? Weird shit like that. Like that shit used to happen in our time period growing up in the fucking hood over here. So it's like it's just weird. But other people now just have like a good conscience. Everyone is like raised with a good conscience now, where everyone is like guilt tripped into good conscience. So it's a little weird thing, you know. That's what it is. Everyone's guilt tripped into being good people, which is funny. That's the time period. We're in the cancel culture time period, right? Wait, I remember this is Washington. That's not the wildest thing that's happening in state. I mean, but you know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think most of you guys have been sheltered from like you didn't have to see this shit. I'm gonna tell you something funny, right? I'm walking down the street in my neighborhood. My neighborhood's hella gentrified. Hella white people live here now. But I've seen these little girls running up and down the street and through and in and out the alleyway. Now these are the same alleyways I grew up seeing crackheads and everybody shooting dice in. Motherfuckers over here getting robbed and getting their ass whooped for everything. Everything was going down in these alleyways. But like I said, all these new houses are gentrified with white people. I see these little white kids running up and down the street. I almost start yelling at them like, where the fuck is your parents? Like, what are you doing here? Running around, because these are the same back streets that I would walk on. These are the same back streets my friends used to bike through. And then these white vans would pull up and try to snatch kids, and we were ready to fight these motherfuckers, bro. Like we grew up knowing, like, oh, this motherfucker looked like he about to molest somebody. We just knew that, and we was ready to swing on them. We like anywhere from 8 to 12 to 13. We ready to swing on some adult. Like that's how we grew up. So when I see little kids innocently walking down the street, it fucks me up because I'm like, what time are we in right now? Where like they can do this freely, but then everything is like air tags and shit. You know, everything's like air tags and all that. What's going on, Chief? How you living, bro? Chief, we talking crazy shit right now. But that's just the era I grew up in. That's the neighborhood I grew up in. That's the all that. So it was just weird to like see fucking kids innocently just walk around like that. Because I'm like, bro, in my time, there was always an adult on the porch hanging out, making sure everybody got home. Like when you started hearing whether it was the church bell at noon or church bell on the hour, whether you heard the school bell at a certain time of day, all the parents and all the fucking elder people would just walk out on the porch. Like nobody was living inside the house, sheltered, learning about different states and learning about crazy shit from the internet. People were really learning about their individual places. The same shit that was happening over here was happening in Atlanta, apparently. You know what I'm saying? The same thing that was happening in Atlanta was apparently happening over in parts of the Bay Area. Like weird shit like that. And then we started growing up and connecting notes when the internet became what it was. But it's just some weird shit. It was just like you always would find these weird vans rolling up around the back streets looking for kids. That almost happened. My friends were biking. I'm on what am I on? I'm on 25th right now, but right up the street on 22nd, 21st, white van pulled up on them. Two of these motherfuckers started just mashing on the bike going uphill. Those kids were fit back then. They were mashing up the hill with the bike, got back to the house. They realized the little brother got left behind. They was like, damn, they might have snatched them. They was just tripping. So they walked back with some extra like 2x4s and sticks ready to swing on these adults just in case. But it's like a little shit like that, like, you know, broken down fences. Like I'll give an example. Broken down fences like this is a little different. Broken down fence like that, you get the fucking pole, you walk around with that shit. You take care of business if you need to. It's just like weird shit like that, like you have to do just to look out for somebody's little sibling so they wouldn't get touched and fondled and weird shit. Like it was just weird shit that was just normal. But it's like we're not talking about this era where like you learn about shit from the internet. Like we were living through that. Like all that shit that everyone learns about the internet, where it's like, oh yeah, kids were getting really like touched and all that shit. We was really experiencing that shit. I didn't go through it. I was ready. I was ready to swing on behalf of like, my girl cousins and shit like that. Motherfuckers talk to them a certain way. I was like, I got this. But that was the time period that we had. It's weird, man. It's like you know, yeah, that's what this is, man. That's everywhere. That's every fucking major city. Every major city had this nasty shit. Oh shit, my bad. I almost dropped the damn can. I can't prop the phone up. I was trying to prop the phone right here. Matter of fact, I might have to put it right here. I got a better idea. But yeah, we're life for real. Nothing new under the sun, man. It's weird. It's like, and that's the unfortunate part, right? Because it's like if we don't go through these experiences, like when you think about it, like how do I put this? How do I put this? Like some of us, historically had to suffer through that kind of like raping, pillaging, fondling, if you will. Like whether it's the village days, whether it's the city days, whatever, you know what I'm saying? People had to endure that just to just for us to end up in the somewhat peaceful society we're in now, the somewhat woke society that we're in now. So people had to go through that, whether it's our family, your family, the next person's family, just for us to get to this point where we're very mindful of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I was. That's why you always see me very protective of like the spaces I'm in, because I'm like, man, I don't. This is good. I'm in a good space right here. I got to be very mindful of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? Man, it's still violent, ignorant. Man, yeah. This is, and that's the yeah. You know, it's funny when people's it's not specific, but certain needs aren't met. However they feel about it, people start turning into the worst versions of themselves. You know, it's weird like that. And then other people are just like tainted, if you will. I was in a fist fight since I was able to stand, male, female, old. Yep, didn't matter. Really glad my kids don't have to grow up like I did. I'm glad I went through it so they don't have to. And it's weird because their fight is like I mean, I don't know. They still go through fights now, but it's not like how it was back then. People were just getting swung on just for looking different. You could be a certain skin tone, people hate on you. You could have a certain type of hair, somebody hate on you. It was just normal. Shit was just normal. You know what I mean? Well, it's like now everyone grows up with the internet, so they just learn things are right and wrong quick, early, and it's just like, okay, so you know what's right and wrong, but you ain't been through right and wrong. So that's why you hear a lot of kids talk crazy, because back then you would say something crazy, you get swung on real quick. A lot of times you didn't have to say nothing. It was wild. You just existed. There's a dude who used to teach my friend's Wing Chun. It's this Chinese dude. He went to an all black high school over here, right? The same high school I'm talking about right here, Garfield. He pretty much went to majority black high school, but the motherfucker was standing outside of. I shouldn't laugh at this, but he was standing outside of Ezel's. He was telling the story. He said, "Yeah, this is like the '80s, '70s, '80s. I'm standing outside Ezel's waiting for the bus. I'll turn around, I turn my head once, turn left." He said, "This one of his classmates, this one girl, she just started swinging on him, fucking him up. But apparently, she hit him so hard, repeatedly, that one of his retinas got loose. So then he's kind of like halfway blind in one eye, but he was still able to do Wing Chun. So that was his story. But it's like you meet people like that to tell you they go through that shit to tell you the story. Like, yeah, I mean, everybody was getting swung on for just being different. Everybody was getting hit and abused for being different. Everybody was getting hit and abused for being weaker. Just simply that. Like, I still get triggered. Like, I went to the community center to use the bathroom. I'm 32 years old. I'm a grown fucking man. I went to the bathroom at the community center. I put my basketball down in the corner by the sink just to go take a piss and wash my hands, right? And then in my mind, I'm thinking like, what if somebody in here says something like, "Oh, what we got here," da da da, like saying some goofy shit to me while I'm in the bathroom. What am I have to do? But everybody that walked in and out would just like, they made quick eye contact, nodded their head, put their head down because you don't want to stare at nobody in the bathroom. Everything was real peaceful, but I still have that PTSD of like the days when I was a kid. When you walk in the bathroom, you see the older kids trying to press you. You see the older kids trying to snatch kids up, put them in the swirly, goofy shit like that. You know what I'm saying? People they can't wait for you to pull your pants down and take a piss so they can fuck with you. Some weird such shit. Like that's the shit that you go through, and then you learn to just defend yourself as a 6-year-old. It's just weird shit. It's just like But you got to understand that came from somewhere. It kept trickling down. It just kept trickling down. But things are getting better for some. For I will say some of us, if not most of us. But like that time period was really weird because it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's funny. My coach is bringing this up the other day. I visited her like last week, and she was like, "So you remember that day like the bullets were flying past your head?" I was like, "No, I remember that day like yesterday. Like I remember just seeing some quick shit on the side of my because I literally just brought this up on the live stream. Like I don't know how many live streams ago." And then she brought it up too. She was like, "Yeah, remember that time that you were just like walking to the gym and then the shooting happened?" I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember seeing the lines and hearing like just hearing the quick noise just whipping past my head." I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And people were shooting behind me. I was like, "God damn!" And then the second day that it happened, I'm crossing. I'm on 22nd, crossing East Union because the gym was on 22nd East Union, but I'm crossing from like the Spring side to the Union side basically. So I'm walking down 22nd. I see a dude walk past the fence. He's over here bouncing up and down like, "Yup, here we go. It's on right now." Like, he was saying some wild shit. I don't know what he's talking about. I just looked at him like, I don't know what he's talking about. He bounces up. He goes to us. I'm not going to point out the specific house. These motherfuckers just start shooting it out. We're talking about like hundreds of rounds, like multiple. These probably be like 9mm, maybe 45s. Like, just like you just know based off the sound, like, oh yeah, this is some 9mm here. That's a heavy ass one. That's a 45. I don't think it was no 357 shit, but it was just hella rounds, like hella 9mm rounds. And then you see some people running down the street, some people running up the street. I'm literally like, I'm walking across the street. My coach sees me. We both wave at each other. They just start shooting it off. And then she brought these stories up last week. Like, you remember when that shit used to be normal? I was like, yeah, that shit was hella normal. Like, it was just, this is like 05, 06. This is not like 20 years ago. It was goofy. Just goofy ass shit. People were just shooting each other up like every day. I was like, that's hella. That was when bullets were cheap. That's why they started raising the price on that shit. They started raising the price on bullets. It was like, bro, we can't do this shit no more. We can't handle this many bodies. This is too much. I don't know if it's getting worse. I feel like some cities are getting worse though. My bad. Bullying was on another level in decades past. Yeah, I was always stood up for myself and those less physically able. Man, I used to stand up for people that were I don't even know what the correct term is, like special needs or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Didn't they have AKs back then? Yeah, they had. I think AKs were a thing, but then it was like specific people had it. At least over here. I mean, I feel like there were certain spots where, yeah, I guess I ain't gonna speak too much on that, but like motherfuckers just randomly had AKs and shit. It was easier with a 9 though, because with a 9 it was like you could just walk up on somebody, which is like, and again, I'm from this background, so I hate to say this, but like I'm like a block away. I'm gonna walk over there, man. I'm a block away from where my homie got killed. And my thing in my mind and my mental, the way I grew up, I'm like, I just really, I really wish that these motherfuckers hopped out the car when they killed them. Like, I wish they had enough heart to hop outside the car. If they didn't, then they some bitches. But like, I don't even want to think that way because I'm trying to be peaceful. But that's just how I feel sometimes. But I'm gonna walk over to this memorial right now. It's bad here. My kids don't go out anywhere near dark. Hell yeah. But it's goofy. It's just like, that's the mentality I grew up around. Where I was like, how do I explain this? I was freshman year, so I was like 14, 15. He got killed right over here on these steps, and it's like, it's fucking crazy because like when he got killed, I remember fourth period he was in gym class with us, so we suited up. Everybody from the neighborhood, we suited up. We didn't even go to the fucking courts. We just walked out on the steps and we just kind of cried together out there. 14, 15-year-olds crying about that shit, on some like fuck the other side type shit. And then like lunchtime, I was like, let me go visit the memorial site right here on the staircase. I'm gonna flip the camera. I was like, let's go visit the little memorial site. So we walked over here, and then some of the seniors were standing there, like, where'd you know him from? Where'd you know him from? Like, they were just playing security. These kids are 17, 18 years old. Think about that. 17, 18 years old playing security. Like, who's over here visiting the memorial site? Talking that shit. Because we're trying to figure out who's over here trying to spit on the memorial. A kid from another neighborhood that goes to school here might come here, hock a loogie on the fucking steps. We got to whoop their ass. Crazy shit like that. But then, like, I remember we all should have been grieving when you think about it. We're teenagers. We should have been grieving this shit. But all we kept talking about was like, okay, who was in the car? What color was the car? Who else was there? Did a bitch set him up? Was he hanging out with a girl? Did the girl set him up? Who's the bitch? Like we was over here trying to like decipher. Like we was trying to, we're kids trying to be investigators. You should be grieving at that age, bro. You know what I mean? That shit's not normal. So yeah, for a long time, dude's bloodstains used to just be here, like back in '08. You know what I'm saying? Used to just be like right there. So like every Halloween, we put the candles out on his birthday, February. We put the candles out. Oh, let me walk over here. But that shit crazy. It's just like, y'all be thinking about that shit. Boom, here we go. Here it is. I can't make it up. My guy Quincy, Q, guy right here. Halloween. Born the same year as me. Crazy. Yeah, that shit wild. But that's how I be meeting people out here on the Memorial Days. I met his brother out here. Met his cousin and shit. But sometimes you'll see me on live. I'll be sitting right here on the steps. I'm like, damn, this dude. Shit, we were just together. Shit, how many years ago? You think about it. JD, yeah. What's going on, JD? That's awful. Yeah, my bad. I forgot to read that. I think there was a huge mental disconnect back then between the violence and the reality of what violence and its impact. Yeah, it's just like, but see, that's what's crazy because I meet kids. I mean, I'm 32 now, so I meet kids that are teenagers and they're just on point as I am. So it lets me know they're still grieving and going through shit too. I'm like, damn, you're supposed to be a teenager, but you're thinking about this shit. You're looking over your shoulder and all that. Yeah, I'm about to use the bathroom. I gotta piss. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. But no, I'll be meeting kids that are teenagers and like some kids that are like 4, or my bad, I'm exaggerating, like 5 and 6 type shit. But they'll be over here lighting candles at memorial sites. They'll be sitting there. Boom, here we go, right there. Just saw they got a little tag right there. Righteously live, man. That's what I'm trying to do. Yeah, we'll meet kids like that. They'll just be lighting up a RIP candle at certain spots. You'll meet kids that are teenagers just on point every day. Like, that's why I like coming to this park because there's a dude, he's about 5 to 6 years younger than me. He comes out here, he's asking me all these questions. I actually met him at the memorial on Halloween night and we are chopping up about shit. And when I met him that night, he just got out of jail. He's like, yeah, I be in and out of the system, man, but this guy was my big bro. I was like, that was my guy too. I went to school with him, man. We're like 1 grade apart, but we're like the same age. And it's funny because we're talking about it. And then like over time, I would see him come by the park. And then again, I saw him again, and I think he was homeless because he had that kind of smell to him, and he didn't want, I dapped him up, but he didn't want me to hug him. And I was like, what's going on? And he was like, nah, I just been outside right now. I was like, I hear what you're saying, but these are the same people. Like he's one of those people that refuse to be with the bullshit, if that makes sense. But because he didn't understand his ultimatums in life or whatever, he just ended up being homeless. Like that's a whole other conversation, I guess. But it's just crazy to think about, like, people younger than me still going through this grief thing. You know what I'm saying? Like they're still going through the motions of that. Like I'm not saying they can't break out of it. Some people can't, you know. But yeah, it is what it is, man. I don't know. Like you got some. I ran into a dude I grew up with. We used to go to the gym together. He was heavy out here. He was Pyru and everything, but he was talking about he got out the game. He was done with the bullshit. He just takes care of his kids now. But he was like, he said something funny. He said, "Yo, my uncle though." He said, "My uncle, man, that motherfucker deserves to stay in jail." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Man, as soon as he got out, he got into some bullshit, he started recruiting some young kids. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yeah, he'll find some young boys that they want to do some crazy shit. He'll recruit them. He's the worst type of person. I'm telling you. Like he don't deserve to be outside. And then I guess that's also why he wants to be in his kids' lives, because you got dudes like that lurking around, dudes in their 40s and 50s that lurk around, and then they put a gun in a kid's hand, shit like that. It's just happening in every city. It's just disgusting, bro. We got here talking about fucking bullying and 90s 2000 shit, and also like fondling and weird shit and like age stuff. So I guess we'll try to backtrack it a bit. Um, the age stuff is weird though, man, because it's like it's one thing if a dude is fucking with a girl younger than him. I don't. Will you let me know if it's worse? Is it worse if a dude is fucking with a girl younger, or is it worse if a dude is over here recruiting young boys as soldiers for his own, for shit that he may not want to do? You know what I mean? Because like people don't realize, like, if you're a certain age, like a teenager, if not an adult, and you kill somebody, that shit will put you in jail for life, if not 25 to life. But like if a little kid is shooting the gun, they'll probably only get like 10 or 15, depending on the state. So like guys will recruit little kids that are impressionable, tell them why people are hated, tell them why these other people are hated, point them in the right direction, and have them shoot. Does that make sense? I mean, you can argue the army does the same thing, but there's actually benefits to it, which is funny. But then on the street level, that's been happening since like the beginning of time. People will find young guys with the energy and that are motivated, and they'll just ask him like, "Oh, he's still a minor, so if he kills somebody, he'll be able to come back out." So they'll have a young kid kill. Like that's the weird shit that happens. Is like you got these grown motherfuckers that are out here raising people the wrong way and giving people the wrong guidance, which is crazy. So I don't know which is worse, to be honest. Like I feel like I've seen more. Well, I've seen both, unfortunately. Making them harder criminals when when they get out. It's kind of it's ridiculous, man. It's disgusting, actually. It's like yeah, and like I said, it's like I'd be talking to some people from the neighborhood, like from back in the day and shit, and like we laugh at shit that shouldn't be laughed at. But it's also one of those things like, yeah, we really came through this shit. This is crazy. Less if you're in England, yeah, right. And it's funny because in England, like they stick to the knife, so they're like up close with this shit. Motherfuckers be up close with it. But that's how like people feel with like certain calibers of guns. It's like if you have a low caliber gun, it's like you would expect that person to walk forward or whatever. You know what I mean? If you have certain rifles like the AK or the was it M16 or some shit that people used to have too. It's like, well, there's different stuff now. They got Dracos now and weird shit. Um, those can do long distance, multiple rounds, but it's like, yeah, but then you got hella hot rounds just sitting in your car. Like, what are you gonna do about that? Like, or it's goofy, man. Like, the fact that here's what I've been trying to say. The fact that I'm aware of all this goofy shit, like, I understand rounds, calibers of guns, understanding like the grid of certain blocks and stupid shit like that. Like, I have this shit memorized. That's why I want to move to Japan, like on the side of a mountain or somewhere in another country, because I'm so used to dumb shit and just stupid, ignorant city shit that I just need to go somewhere in the countryside and just chill the fuck out. This is stupid. Like I grew up around this shit. It's like it's dumb. It's just I don't know how to explain it. Because people will talk about Seattle, like it's pretty peaceful, and I was like, it's probably peaceful for you, but I grew up in a different time period, and in a certain section where it's just like everything was going down like every day for no reason. I don't know why. I don't know why we were here. It's like you know, now I'm getting into the deep weeds of like, oh, this shit is by design, and yeah, it was for sure. It was for sure. That's another deeper story conversation. But yeah, I'm at the move, man. Like I don't need to memorize all this shit. I don't mind being like a historian person with all these stories. Like, I don't mind telling the story about this shit, but I'm also like, it's stupid to like be used to this. Like, I think I might have been on the voice chat with you, Melon. It was like you, Mars, and some other people. I'm over here like talking to you guys on voice chat. I think you were at the store buying some like oh boy Alberto sticks or something funny, or like a sandwich. I don't remember what you were doing, but I'm over here on voice chat with you guys, and then the guy pulled up and walked up to me. It's this homeless dude that I know from like long ago, but we kind of just chopped it up, and I realized like, man, I'm like, why am I used to being around this type of element? Good or bad? And I'm like, why am I used to this? I need to just be towards good. I need to just keep elevating and be towards good shit. So that's why you're gonna find me around positive community shit like Beyblade and whatever's next, community center shit. You just see me around that because I'm like, I don't need to do this unless I'm helping somebody. You know what I mean? But that's a whole other thing. My bad. Lilith says, my dream is when my kids are grown and living on their own. I'm gonna move near trees and get with nature. Can't throat punch someone if I'm out in the middle of nowhere. Shit, Lilith, if you're in the middle of nowhere, I would still hope you got a gun too, just in case. I would still hope you got a gun because you never know where the. I think because I watch too many scary movies. They got all that people go out camping in the woods and then that weird scary shit be happening over there. You're not allowed. Oh no, I feel that. Okay, okay, I feel that. But yeah, I guess I'd be thinking about scary movies all the time. When I was talking to my cousin on the phone about this shit, I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm done with this shit. The fact that I have to memorize all this ignorant shit and how to navigate it, it's probably hindering a creative and positive side of myself that I need to nourish or nurture, I should say. You know what I mean? A more free, happier side of myself that I haven't have because I'm on point. I'm always defensive or defending others, and it's like that's probably it's a form of toxic masculinity, I guess you would say, to some degree. But it's also like a healthy form of masculinity because you're protecting others as well as yourself. But it's like it's not healthy in the long run. Like, why can't I just exist peacefully? But a lot of this shit is by design when you think about where they keep us around and even the distractions of certain things. Like certain, whether it's toys or cards or video games and TV shows that keep us kind of just locked into this shit. I'm like, nah, I need to escape this a little bit. There's a bit of nature that I feel like I need to tap into. There's a bit of like life that I need to kind of see a little bit. You know what I mean? Like a little something peaceful, man. Like I visited Cannon Beach down in Canada. I mean, my bad, down in Oregon. I said Canada. What the fuck? Down in Oregon, Cannon is very peaceful, but it's like you know that's like on some stateside shit that I love to see. You know what I mean? I'd love to see that shit. I can shoot a bow like yeah, pull a Katniss Everdeen out here. I wouldn't want to try to steal Lilith's cheese then. An arrow wound beats out a gunshot wound, arguably. Yes, yeah, arrow wounds original bleed out and yeah, and like the thought of pulling it out. I saw was it like when people get shot with arrows, they just break off the tip because like when you pull out the arrow, it's like it has the way it's set up or the way it's like structured. When you pull it out, it's like pulling out a spike that's pulling outwards. So you're pulling out more chunks, as you're pulling the arrow out. But that's also why they designed the again, I hate that I know this. That's why they designed the hollow tip bullet because it splits out a certain way. That's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's also why I bought a whole bunch of hollow tips because you never know. But yeah, that shit is crazy. Yeah, but yeah, fuck this shit. It's like I'm used to this bullshit, and I'm like, in like you got to assume that you have one life to live. You have one lifetime, and you don't know how long that's gonna last. I've got health problems on my mom's side and dad's side, so it's like I've inherited both to some degree. Bone issues and heart issues. So it's like I really don't know how long I have to live. So I just try to live it to the max as much as possible. And I also try to like, make other people's days happy as well. So hopefully I'm doing a good job at that. But I also need to kind of just start thinking about myself selfishly. And I'm like, while I'm still alive, man, fuck it. I'm gonna just go ahead and live somewhere peacefully, bro. I'm gonna be out in Japan, Melon. I'm gonna be out there. Only thing I'd have to try and fight you is Hover Wyvern and other Beyblades. Yeah, launch them at your like grenades. Hover Wyvern probably gets you the best results. Lilith, if you don't know, Hover Wyvern is a very heavy Beyblade, and it's somewhat aerodynamic. It's like a flying metal Pringle, I guess you would say. That's what we call it. We call it a Pringle because of the shape. Yeah, you rotate that enough, yeah, it's gonna create some force. Definitely gonna create some force. Careful, Melon. You like to spray people with the hose. Yeah, I'm done with this shit though. I'm like, shit, crazy. Yeah, it's funny when I go out of town. I be in different cities and shit, And like I be known when shit's about to go down, and I know when people on bullshit. And sometimes when I'm in the middle of it, like if I'm stuck at a bus stop or like a certain restaurant in a neighborhood, I just post up and I just be tripping out with everybody else. And then they realize, like, okay, he's we can't really fuck with him. Because I was in Tampa Bay and everybody's tripping in Florida. I was like, damn, everybody tripping out here. I was tripping out with them. I was like, what we on? And everybody's like, yeah, we staying away from you. I was like, all right, cool. Because I'm on vacation time, but the fact that during my vacation time, I'm on trip mode is funny as hell. But it's like that sometimes. You know, you try to get out the shit, you trying to get out the city, you find something familiar, which is funny. New York City's like that too. Yeah, New York City was like that. The little pockets of downtown Cedar Rapids I was in Iowa, it was like that, but it wasn't that bad. It was like 10% of like what Seattle's dealing with right now, which is funny. Flying metal Pringle. Yep, that was a great description. It's pretty much what it is. It's like a because you think about the shape of Pringle, like you think like, oh, this shit is edible, but when you think about it as a metal object, that shit is dangerous. You know what I mean? Shit is dangerous. Real zonked out. I'm not dealing with that. But yeah, Lilith, the doggo you were talking about earlier is still there. I crossed the street. See, younger me would have kept walking past the doggo, like, let me see what kind of smoke we got today. I would have invited the smoke, but I'm at an age now where I'm like, man, let's go to fuck home and just, you know what I'm saying, do positive shit. Fuck this shit. Fuck all that. But oh, sorry, that's the point I was making. Not to get sidetracked. If you truly got to live the life you're living, you truly have to treat the life you're living right now as if like this might be the only one you're able to live. So might as well live it to the fullest, but also make everyone's day a little better. Because you know, I could imagine if this is the world that we leave right now, like we got to put a little bit of effort to just make things a little more positive and whatever for other people that are going to enter it. You know what I mean? Like new babies being raised in this world, they shouldn't have to be on point and stressing too. Which is, you know, like we just got to leave a better example, I guess. I don't know what the word is. So that's what I'm trying to do. But I'm not perfect at this shit. You know? Yes, I don't know the word. You know, you see what I'm trying to say? I don't know. My bad. I'm trying to cross the street. But yeah, so I'm looking at it. You see some. What is today, man? Today's Monday. I got a Twitch notification. That's my guy Solarian. Yeah, I might have to buy some merch for my guy Solarian. Gotta support him. I already got a hoodie. I rocked this hoodie during SoccerCon. I was hyped. Well, I don't know if that was a cat or a raccoon. Hold on. Might have been a cat. Hold on. Oh yeah, it's a cat. What's up? Um, yeah. The more I think about this shit, the more I talk about it, I'm like, yeah, it's funny. I be following a lot of podcasts where what do you call this? Oh, you want to see the dog? I be following a lot of podcasts where people be talking about all the stuff they used to trip on. I'm like, I personally don't want to memorize that shit. I'm ready to move on with some peaceful. What's up? Gotcha, bro. I'm out the way, bro. I'm out the way. I'm out the way, bro. Yeah, I'm out the way. I'm out the way, then, bro. That's you. I got you. Yeah, I'm not even mad at that. He's protecting his space. Raccoons crack me the fuck up. Vicious little monsters. Yeah. Oh no, cross. Yeah. Lo angry. Doggo. Dog sound like a damn hellhound. Yeah. That's his spot right there. I was walking past earlier this morning. I think somebody got kicked out or somebody was getting cussed out. You know, I bought my little protein smoothie, which is funny as hell. Time to game later. All right, man, Melon. Might jump in voice chat later on tonight. I'm gonna check out Solarian's live stream, and then I'm gonna jump in voice chat. Actually, what time is it? What the fuck? 10:19. Okay. Um, yeah, we'll see. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for dropping in. But yeah, that dog right there, I forgot he belongs to this one lady. She was cussing somebody out this morning, or in the afternoon, I should say, because like I said, I grabbed my let me flip the camera real quick. I grabbed my protein smoothie, whatever, protein powder inside the mango smoothie. And I'm walking past trying to enjoy my, you know, just enjoying my day. She's over here cussing someone out. They're packing their shit up and going in the car. I was like, damn, I don't know who got kicked out the house. It's done. It's done for them. Yeah, let me check something. Ooh, we got 6. Damn, I didn't realize that. Yeah. Oh, let me stand. Let's see how much lighting I got right here. It's not bad. Okay, it's not bad. All right, y'all. I'm gonna end it right there. You know, I'm happy to do these live streams here and there. I'm gonna pull out the phone tomorrow. I should bring my charger with me because if I wake up in time, I'm gonna go to open gym, shoot a little basketball. I'm probably gonna be a little sore, but I'm gonna just move real slow tomorrow. So I just want to stay fit and a little active for this week before I go back to work next week. But yeah, hey man, it was good seeing you. Thanks for letting me chill and talk. Of course, all the time, Lilith. I'm gonna try to do these lives as much as possible. But yeah, I appreciate y'all listening to me. I'm over here ranting about different shit here and there. But yeah, there it is. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Peace.